What's up, everybody? So, right now, I wanted to talk about what I read in this book called From Humans to God, I think, by this author named Yuval. And he was talking about how about the reason why, for example, Europe and the United States has prospered so much with technology and with advancements in general, is because ever since the discovery of America, people have been able to see that there is more beyond what they thought they knew about the world, right? Like before, they used to think that the world was only those continents, right? Europe, Asia, Africa. And they may have assumed there was something else beyond there, but they didn't really take that into consideration. In other words, they thought they had it all figured out. So then when America was discovered, many people were taken aback, right? And they actually, like, I guess the first ones, like for example Christopher Columbus, he didn't admit that he had landed in a new territory. And this guy, the author, he basically says that it was actually Amerigo Vespucci who said, yeah, this is a new land, this is a new territory, this is America. And that's why it's called America, after Amerigo Vespucci, and not some form of Columbus or Christopher Columbus, right? So this got me thinking into how America, like people that are born in America, not the United States, America, the continent, may be different from cultures like in the East, as they say, or just in general Europe, Africa, Asia, like all those other continents, right? That have been around for a long time. I mean, America has been around for the same time, but I mean, I think the history is not the same. I think there's more history over there in the East, as they say, than over here in the West. I mean, I'm gonna say America, right? So in the continent America, people are born and they are able to see that, um, you know, like I think subconsciously we think this is the new land, right? So where we don't know things that we used to know, and where we're learning new things, right, into the future. So we need to keep an open mind more than anything, right? We need to be able to know that there is more out there, but at the same time we have to be, as you can probably say, like humble enough, or we just have to be able to have that attitude where we say we don't have it all figured out, right? Now I'm going to connect this with, like, just in general what people think about science, right? So people think they got it pretty much down with science, right? Like if it's scientific, if there's data behind it. And that actually, like, paradoxically, it goes against the spirit of science, which is actually exploratory, inquisitive, which is actually trying to figure things out, right? It's not telling you this is the way it is. It's actually searching, right? So when people will hit you with science, right, and then they'll tell you like this is the way things are because science says it, it's no different than when people used to say in the past, oh, this is the way it is because because the gods, because of the sun, because it's dogmatic thinking at the end of the day. It's like if science was a new god, right? Like I was watching and listening to this Jordan Peterson video, and they were discussing all of that, and they were actually saying that when you have more general ideas on things, like for example, they were talking about the apocalypse, and you have just these generalities, right, about things, you actually stop taking care of the little things, right? The things that really matter. So people are so concerned with trying to stop, for example, global warming, that they actually stop doing the things that could benefit them in the short term, right? Or even in the long run. So it's this like way of thinking into like globally, right? Like that actually makes people lazy. So I found that kind of interesting. And I think that the danger of thinking things uh, will will show its face in your life, right? If you say, I know things, I know the way things are, and there's nothing else beyond this, then you're pretty much fucked, right? And I think, as you get older, we have the potential to fall into this, right? But we must always like stay learning, stay hungry, right? Keep growing, because people will fall into a mentality where they say, well, that's just the way things are. As you get older, this happens, and there are things that happen as you get older, but you shouldn't contribute to that, with your mindset, with your attitude. You should actually go against it, because after all, if you're in the American continent, you are proof that society was wrong. Society has been wrong over and over and over again, and I think people forget about that. People forget that over and over again, what people thought, in the past, turned out to be wrong. They turned out to be, not yeah, they were basically wrong. So I think it's very important to keep that in mind. Okay, I forgot to mention one more thing from the video that I said that I was watching. In it, they said that like when a natural disaster happens, they blame some of it on governmental or government decisions, right? Like the government did certain things a certain way, and that's why they happened. And other times they say, okay, it was a natural disaster, like, right, like the global warming thing. Some people say that we're causing it, and others say, like me, it's just natural, right? And then there's these like other ideas of the type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, I think even type 5 civilizations, where they basically like harness the power of the sun so they control everything. And I say, man, if we were to get to that level where like we could literally control like the weather, right? Like as humans, like we're able to, yeah, I mean, like there would never be something natural, right, happening. I mean, I think it would be a little bit dangerous, because we could think of ourselves as, like, eventually we would think of ourselves as gods, like we're able to control like just everything. So like, even life, we would be able to be like eternal or live a long time. But it's funny how then the perspective would change, and it wouldn't be like, oh, God did this, or just imagine having that power, that control, to be able to control the weather, and to give you like to paint a picture on this. There are like these arrows that they show around the sun, where like like basically the sun is blocked off, because like all the energy is being used from the sun, which that would be really difficult to do, right? To build like something that would cover the sun, that would have to be really big. But yeah, like those advanced type of civilizations would have everything under control, would have the weather. There wouldn't be natural disasters, there wouldn't be unpredictable things happening like that. Maybe they would have other type of problems that then they would consider like natural things, like out of our control. But it's funny how like it's relative to how much you can control, like if you can control like a lot of things, then like a rich person, then natural things don't really affect, like I would say that person wouldn't really believe in natural things affecting that person. But if you're like poor and you have like all these type of situations, you're defenseless and everything's just affecting you, right? Then you have no control, right, of anything, and you would probably call that like just life, right? Like life, destiny, the nature, of things is just that way, right? So it's like, how much of that can we really push towards nature, and how much can we push towards us, right? So that was just something else to think about. And I guess that's all I got for now to say about all of this. If you have any thoughts to share, leave it in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. And I guess I will see you in the next video. So peace.